RAD at radradio.com. We're with Brent and Melissa from Sack Spirit. I mean, it is Halloween after all. And this email is from Charlie at Black Dog Graphics.
Yay, Charlie!
Hey, Charlie!
Hi, Charlie!
Who runs the Maggot Mall. He wrote in to say, although I was a disbeliever in Z Mumbo and Z Jumbo, we had Melissa and Brent over to do a thorough reading of our home. They spent hours with us, and I was surprised by what they discovered, but most importantly learned how real and genuine people they are.
Oh, they are.
Brent's scientific and historic knowledge is mind-blowing. Quick, 22nd President of the United States. Grover Cleveland, that's wrong.
22nd.
Melissa has an amazing talent for seeing and reading beyond what's visible to us regular humans. I am now definitely more open to the mumbo and the jumbo.
Wow.
We love Sack Spirit. Now, we don't have a lot of time during the breaks. I'm reading emails and such. But when we finished that last segment and we got off the air, you made some kind of comment that if you were anyone else, I'd be like, oh, first time on the radio, stage fright, things like that. And then Brandon walked in and asked if we needed anything, and you said you needed a hug. Were you affected by something that occurred there? Or?
There was a lot of emotion mainly. It was not necessarily spiritual, just emotionally, all those, calls and loss, and I feel for those people.
So it's not necessarily related to your gift. It's just you're a kind and empathetic person, unlike me. I'm shut off to it entirely, and so death, whatever. You're just actually feeling it like a human.
Yes.
Okay. Phone number is 888-989-9811. Hi, Nick. Go ahead.
Hi, good morning, Rad Radio.
Hey, what's
I
up?
have a question for Sack Spirit. With everything you guys have seen and experienced, could you guys kind of talk about life after death? When we die, do we just walk around Earth as a spirit, or is there a heaven and hell? Have you guys experienced that?
That's a fun one.
That's not a can of worms at all.
Want me to take that? Go ahead.
Well, we can kind of both add to it. It's much more complex. There is no one solid, straight answer, but there are basically a variety of energetic planes. Once your meat suit goes away, energy,
I love that.
Energy that's created is not destroyed. It transforms and, it changes form. So we are existing on other layers. But I do know for a fact that physical death is not the end of our soul. Whatever you have to offer, dear.
It absolutely is not the end, dear. I think, we've talked about how consciousness keeps your energy, the electricity in your body together, and that is basically our soul. And it really, just like in life, it depends upon your own life, your own willpower. You are going to be offered the light. Death is not the end, and you'll be able to transcend onto the next plane of existence. It is a free will choice. And there are some souls who make that choice to stay here. If that is because they feel there's something unfinished, there's something they need to do, they're frightened, or as very often is the case, if they made mistakes in life and they're afraid of where they're going to go, they decide that they're going to stay here. That was certainly the case of Dorothea Puente when we investigated that house. She's dug in because she knows where she's going.
She's not going anywhere. And that's not to say that a transition spirit that's gone onto that other plane can't come in to visit and check on, like our family, Don's father, things like that, that they have gone to the light, but it doesn't mean they can't check in. They're not stuck here. One
of the things that's striking is the gravity to which people come to you for answers. I mean, just reading through these emails and stuff, and then hearing your answer to that question, do you guys feel like are you at peace with what happens when we're done on this earth? And to the extent, and do you know? Do you know where you'll be or what you'll be like when you're not on this earth anymore?
I don't think anybody knows 100% anything. There are so many questions, and we're trying to answer those questions every day. But yes, I'm at peace of where I will be. I know that I will transcend into a lighter place.
I know that in my experience, since I've been dabbling in the mumbo and the jumbo over the last 5 or 6 years, prior to that, I was unsure. I really didn't believe that there was a heaven or a hell, and I just didn't really know. My mindset was, I'll find out when I find out. But now that I've had these experiences with Sack Spirit and other energy workers, I'm much more at peace with what will happen next. And it's more of a I think about my life here on Earth now as just another. Just a lesson. It's almost like I'm here to learn. I'm here to absorb. I'm here to give back to the universe with whatever knowledge I have. And whatever happens next will either be I come back as another version of myself or another entity here on Earth, or I'll just end up somewhere else in the universe, and I'm totally at peace with wherever my energy ends up.
Let me do some quick questions here from emails, rad@radradio.com. Sean says, can Melissa also pick up the spirits of animals, or is it just humanoid spirits?
Animals, yes, I can.
Alicia says, do you believe that dead loved ones can visit in dreams? I feel like this has happened.
Yes, absolutely.
Terry says, can you explain the difference between mediumship and channeling? And as a medium who also is involved in paranormal, can you share what you do to prevent jumping, since you're so open? I have no idea what half that
That
means.
is going to be a longer answer. So mediumship and channeling, there are similarities, but channeling is allowing the spirit to be a little bit more in direct contact with your body and going either they're almost speaking through you or expressing things through you. Mediumship, you're a little bit more still in the driver's seat, but they kind of do go hand in hand. As far as preventing jumping, because yes, that is a thing. I go through a lot of protocol prior to cases, meditation, prayer, protection, essential oils, rocks and crystals. I do a lot of layers of things. The recent investigation we did with Brandon, I had to go through a whole state of feeling murder victims' deaths, and it was for the podcast, and it was really intense and it was really uncomfortable. It wasn't a full channel, but it was. I lived in their pain for good 30 seconds to a minute, and it was really highly uncomfortable. So protection protocol and being grounded, that's where somebody needs to start.
Being a bystander right there, witnessing you go through those death states, not only was moving and powerful, but it made me empathize with what you were feeling. In fact, Mrs. Brandon was there assisting, and she was brought to tears by seeing you go through that. So I can't imagine how it might have felt. But even with your protection, you weren't feeling it the full extent of it.
Yeah, exactly. I was feeling a version of how much. If I had just been totally open and I wasn't protected, I probably would have been crumpled on the darn floor.
And we're talking about deaths that took place in 1857.